SRIRAM's IS, serving the nation since 1985. Ab offline, hoya online, we are the lifeline.
This is the second session in continuation of our workshop. First 15-20 minutes we will be devoting back to our first session so that some of you have might joined it for the very first class itself. So I will be just rebriefing whatever we have learned yesterday, and then we will move towards the main agenda of the session. Then again we will practice one session as well. Today my focus will be on the part where you have to focus on interlinkages. Okay, how to interlink the written essays. Fair enough. So we will be focusing on the same. ठीक है? चलो. So before I begin, just I will say open your first page number 2. So it's a brief of last session. See, whenever we prepare for the UPSC, two things are important and they will remain important. First one is your previous year questions. Second is your syllabus. So you start your subjects with guiding light as both of these, I will say, components. Okay, you consider these two components as the guiding light while preparing for this examination. ठीक है. So when you look at the UPSC essay syllabus, you will find the mentioned word again and again. So first word that should grab your attention is closely. When I say closely, I mean two things. First, you have to reread essay title again and again while writing essay, because if you do not read, you end up deviating, digressing from the demand of essay. Within that you have to also focus upon that whatever title is there, you rewrite in similar form, same form, or some other form. Okay, so that your content becomes relatable. कल we practiced some of the pointer formats, है ना? Today we will do that as well, but I want you guys to write at least 1-2 para in interlinked manner. Okay, remember the girl yesterday post our session when we were discussing, she said how to link the previous paragraph and all. Okay, so we will be focusing on the same. So closely two components. Okay, one by one. Closely two components. First, read again and again. Second, title should be used in some form or other. Fair enough? Then in the second side you get the word arrange in orderly manner. Arrange means arranging something. Okay, please do pick up the document at the last. Okay, arrange is arranging something based on the logic. Okay, it says order. Now order can be anything. Okay, so both the words kept together. It can be your hierarchical, it can be chronological, it can be your SDG based, the approach that we are going to follow today, okay, as discussed, or GS approached. There are n number of other approaches, but we will be focusing on these two. This one we dealt yesterday. We are dealing with the second one. Okay, just to brief those who were absent yesterday, when I say GS approach now, it simply means following the UPSC format. UPSC takes your mains examination, it takes GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. GS1 you have component of geography, history, society. Simple. So title of the essay, I will say title of the essay should be derived in these directions only. Society directions, geography, history. फिर you can move to the GS paper part 2, polity, IR, governance. Okay, then GS paper 3 means you have to narrow down your thinking or focus on a particular subject. Okay, we will be practicing one essay again, and it is a 2024 essay that we are practicing today. Okay, here I am assuring you that you will get the hidden meaning, I will say as well. Fair enough. Then once you arrange in orderly manner, you have to same time ensure that it should be concise. Concise means crispness, which comes through short sentences. Okay, concise means crispness, which comes through short sentences. Whenever we write long sentences in your essay examination, you end up deviating from the demand. You end up digressing from the demand. Okay? Fair enough. Then comes the part effective. Okay? The part I focus much upon. अगर आपका essay बर्बाद हो रहा है, specifically in the body, it means your essay is not that effective. Means if you are digressing, deviating your demand from the essay in the body, it means you are not writing effective. To write anything effective, you should always remember fact should not be your focus rather than idea. Okay, so fact should not be your focus, rather than it should be your idea. Fair enough. What is the difference? Please do pick up your documents at the last. Okay. अरे first row में आ जाओ. You guys can come in the first row as well. Don't worry. I'm not that, I will say, villain character. है ना? चलो. So it's like when we talk about effectiveness. When I say effectiveness, idea should be first. Then you should go for the fact. What is the difference between fact and idea? I'm just explaining it again. Suppose we have heard about the stone pelting in Kashmir post 2019 or pre 2019. Pre. It was pre 2019. 2019 we got scrapped 370. Then stone pelting things came down. No. So it was pre 2019, I will say. So suppose there is an issue that people were getting paid $500 for stone pelting. That's how they were brainwashed. There was dearth of economic opportunities as well. This was the situation. Now this is the news for you. I put up all the facts. If I have to write the same fact as an idea in my essay, then 500 rupees should come at the last. This is what I said. Idea should be first, then it should be backed by the facts. But in your GS papers, you should put your facts first. It's not about the idea. Else, teacher will write shallow, literature, this kind of comments you must have received in your GS paper answers. Okay, so in GS you have to be fact oriented. Directly hit the bullseye, leave it aside. Chalo. So when you talk about the fact, now same situation. How you will write this in your essay? It might be a case. Kashmiri youth right now has totally a different mindset. The youth which was pelting stones on the army personnels which were there, who were there for their security, are now contributing to the national security because they have the economic opportunities. Similarly, or in the same way, they end up paying for the taxes, and these taxes are being utilized by the government to strengthen the Indian Army. So instead of getting 500 rupees for the stone pelting against our army, now the same youth is contributing to strengthen our army. This was the idea. Okay, little bit of artistic. Then suppose another fact. Okay, let's talk about, there was one essay, if you remember, the ship do not sinks because of water around it, inside it. Correct? It was, I guess, 2019 paper or 2020 paper. Okay, so this was the essay topic. So how many of you are fan of Mahabharata? No? Mahabharata? No one? Okay. So remember, the before starting the war, what the words were from the Arjuna's mouth before starting war regarding the Gandiv? What was it? Okay. So it was not about that. I'll say it was about Gandiv. What he told, I will say, Shri Krishna ji about the Gandiv. मेरे से मेरा Gandiv नहीं उठ रहा. I'm not able to pick up my Gandiv. It has become heavy. Can I say that if the Gandiv was ship, his emotions were in it? Oh, my brothers, my grandpa, my Fufaji and all, they all are against me. Ship sank. It was not around it, emotions around it. It was like they all were good. It was inside him that made his bow, I will say, that heavy that he was not able to uplift. Anecdote start. Idea was first, then I told about it was the Gandiv. Getting it? Are you able to relate what I said when I said that you have to repeat your essay topic again and you have to at the same time use the title. I used the similar kind of thing in the introduction itself. No? Simple statement, honesty is best policy. Suppose simple statement and UPSC asks the question on the same. Okay. So Raja Harishchandra, everyone knows about him, huh? Honesty, Satya, Raja Harishchandra, Mahatma Gandhi, these two names comes now without any doubt, means everyone knows. So when you talk about the Raja Harishchandra, directly don't quote Raja Harishchandra followed the honesty the policy. Rather than give the explanation. In the end you quote about the name, that this was the quality of Raja Harishchandra. This is fact and idea. Clear? Moving to the last thing that you have to focus upon, I will say. Coherency. My focus while evaluating your copies will be here today. Okay. Coherency means nothing but flow. Coherency means nothing but binding your essay reader so that the reader reads from page 1 to the page last, that is 11.5. Got it? So you have to be assured that its 11.5 pages journey should be interesting. And it will be interesting when there is interlinkages, when there is a flow. Why Katappa killed Bahubali? That's why we watched, I will say, part 2. Simple. Had there been no interest, we would not have created that blockbuster, I will say. Similar thing somehow happened with the Devara, if you have watched it, no? Okay, similar thing, I will say. We have to get to know why the person was killed. We have to watch part 2. Nevertheless. Okay, so to check coherency, that flow is there, you have to understand that idea of previous paragraph is connected to the idea of next paragraph. To cross check if you are able to write in a manner when the last line of previous paragraph is connected to the first line of the next paragraph, it means you are on the path, you are doing it in right manner. This is how it is. Sorted? Clear? Well done. So these keywords are from the syllabus only, and these should be there in your essay in a justified manner. So you have to follow the commands. Fair enough. At the same time, avoid using jargons. Jargons are not that rewarding. Okay. Avoid writing longer sentences. Fair enough. Now the situation is that some people say that, sir, we are in the situation that we are unable to write even a single word. Not even a single word. fogging. So for that you should have certain approaches to deal with it. Same approaches we are talking about. Yesterday's session we have learned how to apply GS approach as we discussed just right now. Today we will focus on SDG approach. Okay, apart from that we have hierarchical chronological approach as well. Hierarchical means when you have certain position authorities present within the essays where you can say they are moving in this direction. Chronology is related to the time frame. Basically they both are of similar nature if you look from the layman perspective. Okay, now I will be using little technical terms today because now you are one session older. So scoping, what is scoping? Scoping is checking depth of the essay. What is the depth? If you are generally mark this, one paragraph, one idea. Okay, one paragraph, one idea. In any paragraph, there should not be any two ideas. One paragraph, one idea should be our rule. But if your next paragraph is interrelated on similar idea or you are going in deep, even yesterday I gave example federalism, and in the next paragraph you are talking about asymmetric federalism, maybe fiscal federalism, okay, whatever it is. Suppose in the first paragraph you talk about the women empowerment, in the next paragraph you talk about the glass ceiling. Clear a glass ceiling word, everyone? Okay, in the next paragraph you are talking about the glass ceiling. Now women empowerment is the topic, glass ceiling is just a keyword under it. You are going in deep, you are scoping in. Okay, you are going deep in any essay. This is what you have to understand. Fair enough? While doing the same, two things you have to keep in mind. If you are writing one idea, I will say paragraph, then it might be a case that you will be writing 8 to 9 paragraphs only. Okay, because even we have try one introduction and all, it means somehow we are like repeat certain things, interlinks of certain things, it is there. Okay. But if you are writing in-depth wala side, like you are writing 2 paragraphs, then you might end up writing only 4 or 5 paragraphs in general. Okay, because you are writing 2 paragraphs on idea, and this might make examiner bored. So what you have to do, whenever you are in the in-depth manner, you should understand it. Okay, one idea, one paragraph. At max I will go for 3-4 ideas in depth, not all the ideas, so that a good mixture can be there. Fair enough? So scoping clear. Now moving to the essay part. Syllabus done, essay part. Again I will be little technical over there. Okay? Introduction, body, flip side, conclusion, continuing from the last session itself. Introduction should be hook based. What is hook? Any cricket lover? What is hook? Hook, not a reverse sweep. This is a cut kind of thing. A high, I will say ball is relatively higher on the ground, correct? You cannot do hook on the, I will say, lower volleyballs, correct? Similarly, the same thing. It's like attracts the viewers, I will say, attention. What a hook. This is what. The same thing, your intro should have hook. Okay, when I talk about hook, it means you should grab your attention. Anecdote is something that you know it. Poem, we talked about it. Poem, we talked about it. Poem, I will say quotations, these all are the hook conditions. Fair enough? So you will get the attention. Then once you develop the hook, you got the attention, then what you have to do? Maintain the momentum. This is what we do in the cricket. We got 6 runs in first 2 balls. Now we have to just rotate the strike. Rotation of strike. Sorry if you are not cricket fan, but Right now, it's a flow. I do not plan these things. Huh? Even I'm not cricket fan. I'm a boxer. Okay, so let it be. When you talk about the body, it should be the flow. It should be the interlinkages. Clear? Body means flow, interlinkages. Coherency is something you should focus upon. Here, for interlinkages, if you are able to use connectors, linkers, or quotations, this is what your focus should be. Okay, I will be today discussing some themes as well of the essays. Okay, so there I will be focusing on this side as well. Ki which kind of connector you should have ready, which kind of connectors you should try to grasp. Okay, fair enough. Then when you talk about the flip side is two things. First, it is hidden meaning. It is hidden meaning. What is hidden meaning? Whenever you read any essay, first thing you have to do is to select essay. When you select any essay, you should be having all the dimensions clear. Whatever is visibly clear to you is the meaning of essay, and whatever is indirectly clear to you is the hidden meaning. Flip side in hidden side is always there. Flip side means whatever is given in the essay and you say opposite of the same. Honesty is best policy. Krishanji says no, I have to win this war. Get lost. Getting it? So for him it was not the best policy. Righteousness was the best policy for him. Maybe virtue was the best policy for him. May not be honesty. As clear? As simple as that. Okay. Sometimes hidden meaning is clear in the title itself. Then you should start introduction with the hidden meaning itself. Okay, then conclusion, just like any other conclusion, it should be optimistic, futuristic, blah blah blah. But at the same time, I told you guys, if you can conclude it with some Sanskrit words, some shlokas, it will help you. ओके, सर्वे बंतु निरामया कल भी बताया था. देन वो दो श्लोक आज भी रिपीट हो जाएंगे. ठीक है, एक एक्स्ट्रा आएगा. सिंपल है. ठीक है. नाउ while writing essay, make sure it completes the circle. Whatever you talk in the starting, somehow if you are able to use in the conclusion, because you travel this way, if you do this, you complete the circle. It is a quality of good essay. Yesterday we analyzed the copy of Katyayani. Today I have the same copy. If time permits, I will do it again, or at the same time, if not, then I will just post the cutout video of the same on the YouTube channel of SRIRAM CSE. Okay, fair enough. So this was the brief, whatever we discussed yesterday. It was a kind of revision. Done, sorted. Now moving to the next part. Of the session. Okay, so this is last 6 years analysis. Okay, last 6 years. So you have that in your, I will say, pages as well. If you look from the last 6 years, you must have heard, I call it abstract essay from the time immemorial. Right now they are famous as the philosophical essay. Okay, one same thing. So abstract essay or philosophical essay has been the base. Remember people calling it out ki philosophical essay ki special classes and all. In my point of view, even your general essays like on education, technology and all are philosophical only if you look from the perspective. If you are just talking about the idea and you are trying to be innovative, it means they are philosophical only. Okay, this is what it is. So 28 questions have been in the philosophical side or abstract side. Why UPSC is asking such questions, or why UPSC is asking such essays? Reason for the same, that you know these are of subjective nature. Everyone can have different interpretation. If I ask you guys to imagine India of 2047, everyone will use constitution, everyone will be using some schemes of the government, everyone will be using the steps, challenges similar. But if I ask you what is life, if I ask you what is truth, then ethics become difficult. That is how everyone has different interpretation. As I said, that it might be case that for Krishna ji it's not like that, na, ki honesty is best policy. He might not agree. Simple. Okay, so to check the subjectivity, to decrease your objectivity in the paper, UPSC asks such essays. Why so? Once you deviate and you write what you feel, fixed essay, fixed template essay can be written by anyone. But if it is of subjective nature, then the margin of error is very large. At the same time, when you are writing any essay, lot of it depends on the examiner, whether you are hitting the thought process of examiner or not. Suppose he wrote some essay and I am evaluating it and we are on the same ideology, same side. I feel that he has written very good. It might be a case when I'm evaluating his essay, I'm not that objectivity is not there. Because of being subjective, I criticize him. So, in the philosophical essay, we have to be assured of following things. First, while writing philosophical essay, do not deviate or do not write anything anti-establishment. Anti-establishment means whatever the ideals of this national establishment is, don't go against supreme. You can criticize, suppose if it is something, but don't go against. You can don't question basic structure of the constitution, don't question basic values of the society. Okay, this is you have to focus upon. First thing. Okay, let it be. So first question was like in 2024, 4 questions were there. All ideas having large consequences are always simple. Okay, I'm just deconstructing you first 4 for you guys. Then we will move towards just I will say thematic discussion over it. If you look, all ideas having large consequences. What are incremental changes? Gradual changes. Simple means gradual. Can I say it? It's very tough to transform your thought process or anything, I will say, in a day. But if we practice something on regular basis, can we transform it? Be it your body, be it your mind, be it anything else, handwriting, whatever be it. Everything has an idea. And now these incremental changes are also acceptable. Suppose if I start criticizing Gyani, okay, I start criticizing Gyani, hey, you have bad handwriting, you have this, that. Now he might be confused on which area to work upon. But if I say, no, first work on the handwriting, you have to write means you are not that legible. He has the process, he improved. Then I said, okay, listen, your handwriting was okay, now you should understand your geography part is not that good. And geography environment intersection is the prelims issue as well as mains issue. So he started mugging up the things, all the national park, treaties and all. Okay, fine, so I will be able to help. He improved. Gradual. Maybe big change, he clears the examination. Your answer writing do not improve in a day. Your essay writing do not improve in a day. Incremental changes. Now you have to find out all the large events, consequences of our times. What are the large consequences? If I ask you in the last 5 years for the India. Whenever you are stuck, think about space technology. What are the large consequences? Chandrayaan is there, or space station is there. It is future. So we have started for it. We are training our astronauts. We are having Gangayaan mission. We are having our own space module. Small steps. It will lead to large consequences. Article 370 done. 35A done. Okay, getting it. We are installing one nation, one election. Maybe. Small steps. Panel was set up. A small step. Discussions have started. Second step, government have accepted the report. Next step, now what? Implementation. Maybe in the phase, maybe in the 2 phases, 3 phases. 10 years down the line, we are there. It might be because we are having census next year. It is there, na? So small steps. What is the hidden meaning? Flip side. Any flip side from your side. One step and the large revolution done. Any example? Last war we won. Last war था वो. Kargil. What was the image of India before that? Before Kargil. Image of India. What was the consequence of the Kargil war? One thing. Large consequence, I'm not getting it. How it is related to large consequence? Always Pakistan used to say, I'm a nuclear state. So what? You two will be getting thrashing. Simple na. We, I will say, just pinned the bubble of Pakistan that we are nuclear state. Similarly, after Uri strike, Balakot strike, we just burst the bubble na. That's what we did. Higher perspective, any larger consequences if you can see from the very recent times. COVID time, if you can. COVID time, nothing. Well, you guys should think. This is a brainstorming only for the time being. Good. What was the name of initiative? Vaccine Matri. Vaccine Matri. Large consequence. What is the large consequence? We have established ourselves as the pharmaceutical industry of the world. Even the Chinese vaccine have more deficiencies rather than Indians. So trust increases, large consequences. And number of nations always bow down to this fact that co-vaccines and Covishield reached from India. When why suddenly people are like in this situation, only India can replace supply chain? Don't you think we have done tremendous job when it comes to the mask making, when it comes to the PPE making? Large consequences, small steps. Talking about supercomputer mission, quantum computer missions, AI, semiconductor, these are all small steps. For which larger picture? What can be there? India leading IR 5.0, generative AI, maybe. Getting it? If you talk about the economic, I will say transactions, UPI started with just a scanner, large consequence. What is happening? Very good. Digital economies. So what comes from that? Formalization. And what if our economy is formalized? What if our economy is formalized? Are we living in the data-driven governance, evidence-based policy making? We are into it. Now we know what kind of might we have through UPIs. We can tax. People say, no, I do not belong to taxable category. But you are doing transactions of crores in a month. How can you say that? Getting in large consequences, it can be there. Fair enough. So that was the hidden meaning as well. Now the empires of future will be the empires of mind. This I will stop. We will practice this one. Okay. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Ethics. Anything? Are you able to relate? Good. 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 What else? Kant Sahab. Manuel Kant. Means and? No? Works? Are you able to follow whatever I'm saying? Following? Yes or no? No? अरे बोल दो, I will explain. No? अरे हाँ या ना? I will explain ना? ठीक है. Means versus end. The question is saying there is a no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. No action can lead you to happiness. Being happiness is something that you should follow. In any situation you have to be happy. And first one is saying no path to happiness. Okay. Second one is saying happiness is the path. But what we see, if I perform this action, I will be happy. Okay? If I perform this action, if I achieve this, I will be happy. Well, remember some of your classmates, even after 90%, they are like cry babies only. They are not following this. Because being happy is not in their DNA only. As simple as that. Clear? Now, what can be the hidden meaning of the same? There can be path to happiness. Gautam Buddha said Madhyam Marga. Aristotle said golden mean. You can relate it. You can talk about Gandhi ji. You can talk about the Vivekananda ji, Ramakrishna Mission, Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Service to Jiva is service to Shiva. It is there, na? And number of hidden meanings. So if there is a path to happiness, then the path should have some directions. A healthy body, healthy mind. Path to happiness. If there is a happiness and there is a path as well, so there should be some criterias, na? Getting it now? Clear? तो मुझे बता दिया करो यार, वरना तो मैं सेल्फ अंडरस्टूड मतलब मान के चलूंगा ना कि आता है आप लोगों को. ठीक है? क्लियर? The doubter is the true man of science. What is it? One form is questioning. Questioning is having a negative connotation as well. What else? Then? Yes. Questioning she told. What else? Different way? Thinking. Works. Very good. How come evaluation? You have to be curious enough. As simple as that. So I was asking the same. Okay. So if you're curious enough, you will try to go at the end of that problem. You will always doubt whether the problem has ended or not. And if you are doubting anything, it is fine. Flip side, not every time doubting leads to a true science. You will keep doubting, you will not act. Doubting, post-doubting, you need certain actions as well. You're just wasting the time. Getting it? So second one I will say, I will deal in detail. So I will stop over here. So 2 questions in 2023 you can say can be there in the abstract side. It was total 28 questions. 2022 again 6 questions. So if you look at the side, okay, give me a minute. We have almost 12 essays on our board. Can I say these essays are somehow related to the values of life, happiness, pain, pleasure? Means the values from which humans are either disturbed or are influenced. Take any essay. You cannot step twice in the same river. It means you must have lost somewhere once. You must have had learnings. Failure, success. Can I relate it or not? We have enough resources to meet our need but not our greed. Can I say that it's more about the self-examination as well? Exactly. What else? Sustainability. Orientation of mindset as well. Can I talk about the mindset only in this essay? Enough for resources. enough resources for need. It might be a case that it is subjective to my needs and I can control my needs but not desires. Can you get it? Desires is greed. What am I doing here? Are you able to follow it or not? No, because I haven't told. I am finding out the keywords of my essay. This is the important thing that I had to discuss while discussing these PYQs. In the all 6 essays, I will say, I just focus my mind on the keywords. Here you will find resource, need, greed. Apart from it, everything is just literature for me. True that? Everything is just another literature kind of thing for me. Now, if it is only these 3 words, can I control my need? Can I control my greed? Greed. Yes, you can when you have reached the nirvana position like Buddha. Huh? Clear? Sorted? At the same time, when I focus resources, how my mind works? It's the scarcity of resources. It might be surplus of resources. This is what you write in your mains examinations. From there, if there is surplus of resources, whether I need it or not, if even then, if it is surplus of resources, I have a handsome amount of salary at my disposal and I start doing conspicuous consumption, the consumption that I don't need, it is not my greed, but I'm getting these words from here. Can I say that conspicuous consumption is one of the way to pivot our economy? Remember our ancient India, the temples that they built, who said temples? But they all provided, I will say, employment, economic churning in the empire. That's why we did. Getting it? So from there I am getting my ideas. Sorted? Then basically, to sum up this debate, when you are preparing for the philosophical essay, first you go for your own mindset, what kind of issues you face, what kind of things you face in your life. Okay, reason for the same, you will be identifying the same values in your essay. For me, success, failure are the 2 keywords that I am dealing on the daily basis, because you guys are being judged on the same, either you are failing this examination or being successful in this examination, and I am interacting to you guys only. So for me, you are my data set. So I have n number of definitions for the success, failures, journey, life. This is how essay evolves. Suppose you are working in the IT sector, you might be relating more with the AI, you might be relating more with the computational sets. So if you are having those values, you are going to write in your essays what you have inside in you. It's not the some materials, it's not the some, I will say, books that you are reading. What is inside you? The relativity will force that you are having the right examples ready for you guys. Getting it? So identify your own values in the abstract manner. Abstract manner, just read your ethics. Okay, syllabus of ethics, try to find the resources from the same. Read your preamble, means wherever there is a philosophy, you can find it out, the related words. So if someone asks me, sir, why should I prepare quotations for the equality, fraternity? I will say, because it is present in your preamble. If someone asks me, sir, okay, why should I have something related to sustainable economy? Why should I have something related to environment? I will say, because of DPSP. So in abstract essays, the problem is that you guys start collecting all the data facts from here and there. I will say no, design. It's not about mugging up 100 quotes, rather than it's about mugging up those 25 quotes which you feel that are relatable to your life, to your values, and utilizing those 25 quotes in somehow in your examinations. Out of 25, you will be utilizing only 10 to 12 quotes only. I already told you 5 to 6 quotes only in the last session. Fair enough? So this is why themes are important. Suppose we are done with the abstract wala side. Okay, 24 essays were there in the last some years. Then education, science and tech, 8 questions. Means if I am appearing for the mains, first I will be focusing upon abstract side, then my quotation, my data facts should be regarding education and science and tech. What are the components of education? value education, skill education, academic education, that theory wala side. These three components are now interlinked. Now find out the your, I will say, thinkers. Someone has said something about the value education. Skill India is again, I will say, prime force of the Prime Minister Modi. Talk about it. You must not have had by now any Prime Minister quote ready on the Skill India. Do you have? UPSC is generally asking questions on the education and science and technology. Why you are not having? People are preparing anything. They are preparing live, they are preparing. Abstract is there, you will always be there. Keep your 10-15 quotes ready, some 2 or 3, I will say 15-17 anecdotes. Move to the next theme. Okay, got it? For example, 2023 question, technology as a silent factor in international relations. Good question it is. Whenever any Western country visit is there in India, country had visited India, what is there? We will do co-production. We will do transfer of technology. We have signed memorandum of understanding for producing spare parts in your country. All are data for this question. These are the facts. So when you are deviating from your philosophical side in these essays, these facts should be there. When you are talking about, suppose, science and technology, then the missions, collaborations between French and India, India and Russia, you should talk about it. सिर्फ इसका कहने से काम नहीं चलेगा कि like you are having your innovations in science and technology because it will give benefits in other sector like your medicine, biology. This is not the case. So limit. Preparation of essay is about limiting yourself according to the theme. Fair enough? Then when we talk about governance, power, leadership, politics, international relations is basically paper number 2. Then you should have your articles ready. Articles that you prepare for the GS2 are more than enough. Here you should be having your case studies ready. Yojana, Kurukshetra, the people that read. It's not about that you have to start reading it. Some topper have written in some essay. Steal it. Suppose we will see that copy again. Katyani's copy. We discussed about Thomas Edison, I guess, है ना? Edison, Thomas Edison, same name, na? Same example was there, na, yesterday. It was there. So you can just steal the, I will say, example, anecdote. You start in some other way. She remembered that her mother, his mother played a significant role. You might not need her mother his mother in your essay, but he can be quoted, na, in somewhere or other. Fair enough. Then economic development and poverty, again GS3. Not more than that, not less than that. When I talk about the GS3, here I need fact. Now please note it down. Whenever you are writing fact, either it is your mains examination, whether it is your essay, if you are not making it comparative, you are on wrong path. For example, if you are saying me, let's suppose this is GS3 answer, and Gyani says to me, ki, sir, India's logistic cost is somewhere 14%. Okay? He wrote in one of the pointers in his answers. I am not impressed. But when he writes like that, India needs to reduce logistic cost from 14 arrow to 8%, 6% or 7%, like on the lines of Germany. Oh, he is comparing India with Germany. That kind of services. Now I am impressed. Similar thing should be there in your essay. For example, if you are talking about the economic development, don't say that India is doing bad. You say Germany is doing good in that particular side. Suppose you are talking about the dairy system. Germany has good dairy system. Okay, so suppose productivity is 46% or something. Have any fake data in your mind. Okay, so you are talking about they are contributing 46% in their agriculture GDP. Suppose this is the fact. Okay, so rather than writing this, working on the reforms, like mention some reforms of the agriculture, maybe livestock farming, maybe integrating it with the horticulture, maybe integrating it with some other systems. Okay, dairy farming. And they come as mechanization of the dairy farming, utilizing indigenous breeds. Germany has reached up to this mark. Then quote India, Germany has done this much, now India should do. Now the idea is that India should not just copy it, rather than India should use the apparatus in their local understanding. So you should have one line about it, according to the Indian climate, according to the Indian needs, whatever it is. Got my point? What I want to say? This is what you have to follow. Sorted? So facts should be there. And when it comes to the society, again here you know, examples are the king. More examples, more explanations are something that you should focus upon. (2023) essay, fulfillment of a new woman in India is a myth. What is the meaning? Anyone? No, what is the meaning of fulfillment of?
Believe that the Indian women are modernizing with time is like this is a false idea.
Okay, you both are, I will say, on the same line. I'll just add one more word. First, it's about establishing the difference between the modern woman, new woman, and the old woman. Okay, then you talk about this particular thing, integrating or mainstreaming the woman. Why even new woman is not able to mainstream with the I'll say India, mainstream in the India. Got it? Got the context? This is actually a question. Myth makes it a question. Now, how will you start this essay? This is where you can directly use that flip side wala thing. When I said that you can set the context in the introduction itself. What is flip side over here? What kind of introduction you can think of? Huh? How can you write? How are you going to write? I want to know your introduction if I ask. What is the thought process?
Still, large number of child marriages happening, or like
Never start essay with a negative quotation. Explain.
The women's contribution towards the India.
Now you guys are getting on the point. Rather than going negative, never start essay on the negative note. That's my personal suggestion to you guys. Okay, so as he said, rather than putting the modern woman who is contributing, for example, Sudha Murthy was there. Okay, then we have Sarojini Naidu, then we have n number of other, Indira Gandhi ji we have. Okay, Mission Mars we have there as well. Okay, so start with their anecdotes. Or मदर जब कुछ ना याद आए तो माँ को याद कर लो like any quotation about mother can fulfill this. How concept of mother is evolving with the new India. How mother is new woman. Remember, managing office, managing maternal duties. It's not like that we men were there to support. No. अभी जो आज चल रहा है क्वालिटी का सिस्टम ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोग स्टार्टिंग से सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. रादर देन इट इज मोर अबाउट वुमेन स्टार्टेड डूइंग गुड, दैट इज ट्रूथ. So we know that, okay, now we have to make this space. So she carved out this space in this patriarchal society rather than we coming up with the aid that, oh, we are supporting you guys. It is not the case. This is, I will say, best starting that you can go. For me, introduction would have been a woman getting ready for the office after completing all the duties, but at the same time ensuring that her husband not missing duties of the daytime that she allotted to him. Getting it? I will start with something like this story creation. So I broke the patriarchal mindset as well. I brought out that woman is in commanding position. So this is the new woman. Now you can talk about the decision making. You can talk about the evolving role of the woman. This is how I am deciphering this essay. Got it? The thing I was saying, hidden meaning. It's not about the woman is having issue. No, hidden meaning is the woman is doing good. This is the reality. Sorted? So this is what you have to follow. Focus on the themes. Last 6-year themes are already there. You need not to focus much. It is your document. Yesterday it was shared as well. First 6-7 pages are the same. So coming back to our topic, I will say the empires of future will be empires of mind. We will practice this for 30 minutes at least. The empires of future will be empires of mind. Page number 6. What is the meaning of the essay? Good. It can be said. What else?
So it's about the idea which is dominating in our mind.
These all are the visible one. Let's talk something about the invisible. I have demonstrated at least 3-4 essays to you guys. No. The empires of future will be the empires of mind. In mind, what you have? In mind, what you have? Thought process. How does it come? Only experience. What else? What are we doing here? Hey, you guys are not speaking. Why? Education? What comes? Knowledge? What is knowledge economy? What is knowledge economy? Only service sector. Based on the education, whatever it is there is a knowledge economy. It's different from the agriculture. It's not only about the education, it's about the skill. It's about the means not limited to a particular task. And knowledge evolves. Don't you think it is talking about the knowledge economy if I talk? Hidden meaning. This is one perspective. I'm not saying this is the only perspective. It can be more than one. Can I say that the empires of future, in future what you see, future empires will be led by the whom? The people who are having the skill how to utilize AI. The people who know how to control AI. People who will be fighting with the AIs, not the people who will succumb to the AI. The empires of mind. And who will do all this? The people who will be controlling the mind. Mind can have n number of dimensions. Education, knowledge we discussed. Can I not say that it is about the mental health as well? Empires of mind, mental health down, and they created empire. What kind of future it will be there? Doomed. Why we say that the parenting needs to be evolved? What is the empire? Basically, here, while discussing this essay, you should understand while you will not be able to maintain the flow of your essay until unless you ensure 2 3 things. First, what dimensions you are going to put. You should be clear so that you do not jump again and again. Okay, then what dimensions you can have from your mind. Remember, need greed essay. I picked 3 words only. Here I picked empire, mind, future. These 3 words. Rest do not matters for me. What is empire? Economical empire, psychological empire. What kind of political empire I see in the future? If I see political empire where I control all the resources, I will be the next Lenin, Stalin, something like that. Huh? But if I see democracy and all, then I will be focusing on some mind. What kind of mind will promote democracy? And what kind of values in mind should be there to sustain with the democracy? I want to promote democracy, but I am intolerant. Do you think I'm a real promoter of democracy? Simple, no? Focus on 2 3 keywords. Think of the dimension. This exercise you have to do with at least 8 essays in your mains. Where you are comfortable, choose those 2. That's why yesterday I told you guys to have 10 minutes separate for these things. And to be in that position, to separate 10 minutes, you should practice a lot how to choose essay. You will get the feeling whether you can write it or not. Clear? So let's move to the SDG approach.
So when I saw this essay, actually I was feeling that, for example, the earlier empire used to be based on, they used to be based on mind, MIGST mind. Okay, the modern, actually the future empire would be based on the mind. But actually the way you link all these ideas with the like emotional problem and all, like this was very innovative. So how if I'm thinking in a one go, how can suddenly I can have these ideas also?
That's what we practiced yesterday as well. That's what we are going to practice today as well. Okay, yesterday we practiced GS paper approach. You were absent yesterday, na? A recording will be available on our YouTube channel. Do go through it. Most likely it will be made available tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow, not day after tomorrow, and again the next day. Okay, 31st I have planned it for the same. Okay, so basically you should have certain approaches. Okay, first approach we discuss GS. Now let's start. Your answer I will just conclude after this session. Means within this session the thought process is converging of your questions and my answer. Okay, so SDG approach, it's hard to remember 17 SDG, yes or no? Is it easy? You are comfortable with the 17 SDGs? No. Yes, it is easy if you divide it in a 4 blocks. 4 blocks should be there of 4 pointers, then 17th is partnership only. Okay, this is how you have to understand. So, first one is no poverty. Okay, why we made it first? To end the inequalities. If there is no poverty, I have my money, I can eat something. Hunger. I will make sure first 4 5 you will not forget after this session. Okay. Okay, then third. ज़्यादा बड़ा हो गया, 1 मिनट. अच्छा नोट नहीं है, सॉरी. This is 3. Just extend it like this. Looks like heart rate, so it will be the health. Okay, this is how it is. Then fourth, it talks about education. Generally, आपको thickness और कम करते हैं. Just give me a moment. इससे ज़्यादा thick तो नहीं होगा. ठीक है. So if it is four, okay, how to remember 4 for the education? Basically we have to do nothing. A for apple. We start like this now. It's very easy for us to make A from the 4. That's what I did. Okay, simple. So first 4, 5 I remembered, because once you remember first 4, 5, generally essay is clear in that only. Okay, then fifth is about equality. Okay, so if I talk about the 5, this is how you write. So basically equality. Okay, first 5 I have made it. I just shared it for you guys just to ensure कि first 5 तो अब गलत नहीं होगा किसी भी आंसर में. Okay, so you have to start your essays according to your sustainable development goals only. Now this empire of the future will be the empires of mind. Now your answer, your essay should entertain how your mind should ensure zero poverty. How to go about the zero poverty? What actions you need? 2 things. First, you can earn on your own. Second, the support. Get up to any anecdote, anything if you want to start introduction with itself. Okay.
Thinking only starts when there is food in the stomach.
Got it? Yesterday's, I will say, anecdote. Remember, I have discussed it yesterday as well. Had Newton been born in India, then he would have eaten the apple rather than giving that I will say law of Newton. Correct? Law of gravity. Correct? No? So that was a joke. I guess WhatsApp forward it is for me as well. I have not made it. Okay. So zero hunger. Empires of mind relating to hunger. Your dimensions are set. Why you are losing the flow in essay? Because you are thinking n number of dimensions together. The questions that you said, I'm not going to other dimensions. Because you're thinking in that direction only. Now you have to think how you have to diversify. Suppose in the hunger wala side, we have to go in depth. In hunger wala side, we have to go in depth. What do you have to do? What can be the second thought? See, empires of mind से hunger खत्म करना है अपने को. तो it might be a case कि I will talk about ending malnutrition. No, these things, stunting and all. If it is there, then I can say my mind is good. Then I can say my future will be good as well. I have to act upon these things. What can be the second thought? I'm asking from there. You have your own thought, just let me know your first thought and the second thought. I'm asking you to go for scoping in.
We have to increase agriculture productivity with the use of knowledge technology.
She mentioned one word, nutritional security. Fortification of food, rice. It can be your second thought. Getting it? Are you having n number of dimensions? So just give a quick reading. Okay, one more. Let me just recollect how many I will say SDG I can make you recall. So 7 is affordable and clean energy. So one Bollywood movie is there, हम साथ साथ हैं, है ना? तो I made it हम साफ साफ हैं. तो 7 is related to cleaning. ठीक है? Then yes, 9 is innovation. So it's actually written like this. No, Hindi wala no. So innovation. So that's how. Okay. 14, 15, life below water and life on land together. So 14 below. Okay, because right article 14, right to equality, everything comes below it. So that's how I remembered it. Okay, and you cannot go below the land. Okay, this is how it is. Okay, 17th is partnership. That's all I can remember for the time being. Just give a look, okay, to your SDGs. I have given the pointers as well. In the end, you will find little bit of approach towards the essay as well. Okay, so that is for the homework kind of thing, but just give a look, then let's practice one essay at least. Okay. So you have to write whole introduction, whole conclusion. But yesterday you were in the GS 1, 2, 3, 4 mode. Right now you have to be in SDG mode. You have been given, I guess, enough space to write the pointers, and SDG has been written over there as well, like SDG 1, no poverty and all. So you have to just write the essay on the same. Okay. So I'm starting the timer. You got 30 minutes. Write full introduction, full conclusion as discussed. If whatever you can write, okay, then in the end we will discuss. Clear? Fair enough? Start then. You need pen? You have extra now? Okay, thank you. Just one thing I forgot to tell. Please do write first two paragraph as if you are writing in the reality. First two, three paragraph. Even if you are unable to click in all the 17 SDGs, it's fine for me. I just want to focus on the interlinkages. Yesterday I talked about it now. I will individually deal with your essays. I will let you know how to improve on the interlinkages. So even if you want to write whole introduction and some paragraphs in full format, it's fine from my side. Okay. Even if you want to miss the conclusion, just want me to focus on your, I will say, flow, I will do it. Suppose this is your paper, okay, and this is somehow the sheet looks like. Let's have the margins as well. Okay, this is how UPSC sheet looks like, basically. So while writing essays, I will say follow this standard. Ideally, you should not have more than 3 paragraphs in any cases. This is an ideal. Some people do ask like to write long paragraphs. That is advisable only in case of when you are in the situation that you are well versed with the grammar, when your flow is very good, or you are a habitual writer, then you can go for it. If you are not, then make sure be as simple as you can. First thing. Okay. Any case, your third paragraph should start within the page. Okay, this is how something it will look like. If you are writing suppose long paragraph, even in that case, it should be like this. Then the second paragraph should complete within the page. Means it should not go to the third page. Got it? Spacing also matters a lot in your essay. In essay, neatness and cleanliness do have a role to play. You cannot just take essay as another GS paper examination, so you should not. It requires immense practice to write on the D-Day. Write a good essay on D-Day. More or less, now I will be last agenda of this session before I start discussing. Today I will surely cover the session within 6, I will say. So the thing that we are doing on the from last two bases, it is something that I call it synopsis. In market people call it skeleton. Someone calls it, let's have the brainstorming. Okay, now I'm just telling you why it is necessary. So once you write the mains, okay, you will not be able to practice more than 4 or 5 essays if you are writing for the very first time. If you are writing for the second time, you have your notes and all ready, then you can write not more than 7 8 essays. Even that is a truth. Okay, but you can practice these skeletons, writing full introductions, writing full conclusions, and having your paragraphs ready. What approach you are going to follow? We have dealt two. It was possible to deal with 2 approaches only. I have almost 6 approaches for different essay writings. Okay, so you just create the skeleton. What happens once you brainstorm the session or brainstorm the essay, then your introduction itself will be improvised version that you will write in your mains examination. Your conclusion will be improvised. And scoping is something that you do while brainstorming, but we do the prioritization, which paragraph to write. It's not necessarily that if we are following GS paper 3, then we will quote economy first. We can quote agriculture first, we can quote science and tech first. Suppose if I feel, yeah, इसमें लिखते हुए I got the feel, this is the point that I have written. You get that feel, sometimes. So you can prioritize. So this exercise takes 45 minutes. Some of you might not be able to complete conclusion, some of you might not be able to. But to be very honest, in the open session, I cannot force you to write for the 45 minutes. Okay. So it starts with the 45 minutes, but by end of your practice, like you practice almost 8 to 10 on different themes. 8 to 10 skeletons, you will reduce your brainstorming time to 30-35 minutes. You will be having n number of data as well at your disposal. Okay, that's why brainstorming is important. Post that, again 5 minutes per page, as we discussed yesterday. 55 minutes is more than enough to write a good essay. To write 110 minutes in the examination, that is almost 2 hours, you have ample time. Fair enough. So that was all from my side in the open session. Okay, we have dealt 2 approaches. 2-day workshop, it was A to Z. So even if you have started from the zero, I can guarantee that you will be writing something by now. Okay, and it depends on the practice and the feedback, how important you how importantly you improve with every passing day. Okay, that's it. Chalo. Okay, Dharmender ji, if you are listening this, you can switch off the recording. Okay, so I will just evaluate your essays. Session wise, this is done from my side.
SRIRAM's IS, serving the nation since 1985. Ab offline, hoya online, we are the lifeline.